Welcome to the Listening Platform, where we slow down, reflect, and ease into meaningful conversation with ourselves. I am Guru Subramanian Swaminathan, a coach for life. In this space, we are embarking on a journey to listen deeply to the stories of ordinary people living extraordinary moments. Because I strongly believe that moments become memories with just a dose of intention. So take a deep breath, lean in, let's listen now. Welcome back. Thank you for joining the listening platform again. Today, we have our guest, esteemed Rajesh Venkataramaia. Thank you, Rajesh, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce about yourself first, please?
Yeah, my name is Rajesh Venkataramaia. I'm basically from Bangalore, Karnataka. So we came to Sydney in 98 and all my life I've been working and also associated with organizations, charitable organizations. And basically professionally, I have a business.
Okay.
We do blinds, curtains, and so on.
What is the company name?
Company name is Harvey Blinds.
Harvey Blinds. Okay, great. Now, I know that you have landed in Australia around March 1998. Starting from that time, right? What were your dreams or what were your fears when you set afoot your foot in this country?
Yeah, I very well remember. It was 3rd March 1998. It was a weekday, Tuesday.
Okay.
And basically we arrived in the morning and then we were in the airport. We were waiting because we were told one of our friends will come and pick us up. And eventually we had lots of anxiety and we are anxious whether how will things work out, whether will it really happen, what ifs and buts, and how to start, where to start, whether really things will really be helpful for us. So, and friends as well. We had lots of known friends, but still that anxiety is there. So usually people used to come alone here and then once they're settled, they used to get their family back here. But I was here with my wife, Uma, and my daughter who was 2 years, 4 months, Supriya. So it was a bit of a different challenge for me. So they used to share with friends and it was more flexible. Whereas for me, it was challenging again. So there was lots of, and when we'll get the job and so on. So, and after some time, two of my friends, Mohan and Murali, both of them, they came in 2 cars because they knew that we had about 140 kilos of luggage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
140 at that
at that time, because first time when you travel, they give you more luggage. So we came here and then they came in 2 cars and then it took nearly about an hour or so to reach Liverpool. And we reached my another batchmate, my high school batchmate, Shiva Kumar and Srilata. So they lived in an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment in Liverpool. So we came there and then we had to freshen up. Then once we freshened up, so my friends took us to another friend's place and his name was Venkatesh and Pushpa. So when we went there, we had fresh hot meals served for us. And we had a brief chit chat and then we were taken back to the apartment and we were requested to take rest till the evening. So my friend Shivkumar and Srilata would come from office and then a lot of friends were planning to meet us. So there was a bit of so they left us and went and it was a 2-bedroom apartment. First time we saw the carpets, first time we saw basically washing machine, microwave, vacuum cleaner. So everything was a bit new for us. Completely new. And the other biggest challenge was Shivkumar and Srilata were just then married about 2 months ago. And then Srilata had joined Shivkumar 2 months back along with his mother-in-law. So then she stayed and just 2 days before we came, she had left to Bangalore. And then after 2 days, we have landed with a family. So you can imagine in a 2-bedroom apartment, newly married couple. So they had no literally privacy. And when we were waiting until the evening, we were thinking, how will this work out for us? Whether will it really will be able to adjust with them? And what about their privacy? So those sort of challenges, it was a new challenge after coming from airport. So but our friends really gave us a lot of support and it was beautiful. So if you could look at it, Shivkumar and Srilata, in spite of their situation, they welcomed us with open arms and their condition was we need to stay in their house until we settle down. So you can imagine a person.
It's an excellent condition, right?
Absolutely, because we should be blessed to have such good people around. And this really thought the first day of our arrival in Australia, we could see the SEWA in there. People took time off on a weekday, came to airport, picked us up, dropped there, and making sure that we are comfortable. And it was a really eye opener for us.
Yeah. So I think one thing which is coming to my mind at this point in time is that I think what you're mentioning is in 1998. So I think we landed in around like November 2016. That's where my family joined me. I mean, I came in first, and then my family joined me 3 months later. Actually, that's exactly the same thing happened in 2016. We were met with another family.
Yeah.
Their name is Anu and Subramanian. So they are also from Chennai. Excellent treatment, and we felt really, really at home to start our journey in Australia. So, SEWA in action, as you rightly say, right? I think even after 20 years, it's absolutely the same thing. Yeah. I'm sure it's happening now also.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it is much better nowadays because of the media as well. And people already have a lot of information before they come here.
Correct.
But during those times, you had to rely on just phone call and just messages with the...
Right, absolutely right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Now I understand how Liverpool and where you started your journey in Liverpool, right? Thank you for sharing that. When we start your journey in Australia, I think even before coming to Australia, you were working in Bosch in India. And then when you moved to Australia, it was not like a red carpet. You moved into odd jobs, multiple jobs. When I say odd jobs, into multiple cars also, right? It was in shift mode basically, right? Having a young family who also came along with you. What did all these things teach you about resilience or any other virtue which you think you should share with our audience?
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting to understand because everybody's experiences are different. But as I told you before, people used to come alone here, settle down, and then get their families here. But my wife said that in whatever odds or good times, I'll be there with you, and we will face it together. I was thinking I'll get a job straight away because I had lots of friends, but the reality was different. Because in Australia, as you all know, that they ask for local experience.
Correct.
So nobody gives you a job, and you can't have a local experience without a job.
It's a perfect catch-22 situation, right?
Situation. So then it was very challenging, and I used to get a lot of rejections. So then it was demoralizing to an extent. And then it went on for months. And eventually, after 1.5 to 2 months, we moved on to our own apartment because we could not trouble them so much. And then the rent also now adds to the expenses. And you can imagine we bring lots of rupees converted to a few dollars and it just diminishes just in front of your eyesight. So, and without a job, there was no dole and unemployment benefits at that time for us because just then they had stopped when we came before. So they had clearly told us.
So no Centrelink.
No Centrelink, nothing. So we had Medicare, but all the other expenses were not met. All our savings were just going and diminishing every day. It was very, we were very anxious, like what's going to happen next day. So then I kept on applying for various jobs and again, rejections. Then this went on like about 5 months. And then I had to work about 11 to 12 odd jobs, 1 week, 2 weeks, just to fill in the leave of the employees. And eventually after 5.5 months, I had to forcibly accept a job, a permanent role, but in a shift pattern, which I was against all my life. And this was 12 hours, 2 day shifts and 12 hours, 2 night shifts and 4 days off. So 8-day cycle. So Monday you start, next week you start on Tuesday, next week on Wednesday. So most of my friends used to study. They did BTech, MTech, MBAs and so on. I could never get enrolled into any courses because I didn't have a pattern. So that also demoralized to an extent. All my friends were studying and I was stuck with this job because I couldn't leave this job also. And and we had homesickness as well during that time. And then we used to watch movies just to get away from these things. And international calls were super expensive then. It used to be $1.38 for every minute. So most of my salary used to go there. And then eventually, it's good thing is we had good sahabas dosh, they say. So it's a good friendship around. And also we were into bhajans. We used to attend the weekly bhajans as a family. And also we used to attend Chinma Mission discourses during that time. So the blend of these discourses and bhajans gave us a different sort of and we were also involved in the volunteering of with various organizations. So during this volunteering, it gave us a different flavor to us, and it helped us to articulate all these challenges basically.
Got it.
So and yeah, it was tough those days, I can say.
I understand. Even now it's tough, but at that 1998, I can understand. I mean, an international subscribe dial call, right? I think it's like $1.38.
We used to book costly calls, and we used to wait for it, and yeah, half an hour slots and so on.
Okay. And you did mention that when you are trying to shift jobs, you got a job where you have to have a car.
Yeah.
And how did that happen? I mean, can you explain about it?
Yeah, during those times when I was shifting from job to job, so one of the agent called me on I think Tuesday or Wednesday, and he said that I can provide you a job, but do you have a car? Then I said no. So then I said I can buy a car after 2-3 months. Then he said no, you need to have a car. So then I said okay, I'll organize a car. And then he said okay, once you buy a car, just call me back immediately. So then on that particular weekend, I went and invested the last cent of savings we had and purchased a car. And Monday morning, first thing I did was call the agent and said, I'm ready for the job. Then he said, mate, you're too late. The job is gone. It's taken over. So tough. And that literally shattered my things and completely dejected. And then I didn't know what to do. So 3 days I didn't come out of the house. So, and my friends actually supported me a lot. They said, we all went through this during, so time will heal and you will get a good job. So that was really a very motivational thing for me. So friends really constantly encouraging you in the right direction, and the satsang, bhajans and volunteering. Especially I used to volunteer for 4 different organizations then, HSS, VHP, SEWA and Friends of India, and entire family we used to, and we were enjoying this, and that also helped us to understand, yes, challenges do throw at us, but I could understand, learn that I can sustain and move on in life with all these challenges.
That leads me into the next one, right? What actually drew you into this service, community service, selfless service, among all the odd jobs, bhajans and things like that you are doing, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I myself sometimes contemplate on this. I don't know how, but I think there was something inside me. They say it's Jagrat hota hai na? So something was telling me from within that I'm enjoying this, and I used to enjoy a lot working with the community, because I knew a lot of friends here who had already established, and I was quite outgoing, and I used to connect to a lot of people, and I used to work with all these organizations and with the similar people as well, and then I was enjoying every day by day, and I used to get too much engrossed in the thing. So then I used to think that I think this is my journey. We all work for our survival, but I think this is my inner passion, which I didn't even realize till then. So that's how my journey started, because as soon as I landed the 3rd day of my so I went to the Clean Up Australia program organized by SEWA. It had started recently, and then I asked a lot of questions, and people were right questions, and people were thinking, he's a good volunteer, so let's take him, and they enrolled me into SEWA. So before my bank account or a tax file, whatever it is. So that's how I came to SEWA. It really motivated me, encouraged me, and you felt like contented with whatever you're doing. So that's how my journey started.
Very interesting about this service, where it started, right? I mean, excellent to know. And there is one thing which you mentioned is about, it's not just you. Your family started doing the community service. And did you have to take any decisions when you are going into that service? How all these things happen?
Yeah, that's another thing, big decision that we had to take in our family. So basically, I was working and I was planning to change to IT at that time. This was early 2000s, 99. 99. And so my wife was pretty smart. She's very smart in home affairs. So she used to manage. So with my salary, she was able to save money with single income. And then she was managing everything. at the same time, my wife was doing a TAFE course in office administration at Liverpool TAFE. And fortunately, she stood first and she came first and she was campus selected. And she got a job in Liverpool Hospital. During the final interview, she shared that she is carrying that information. Then they thanked her. Thank you very much for telling this. And then you said, you take a break and come back after 2 years. Then we came back and then we were thinking, why did this happen to us? Then we discussed, I am not comfortable for you to go to a job. So would you like to go to a job or not? So then she said, I have worked for 10 years in India. So I can just take a break for some time and then look after the children. Then I said, yes, that's the best thing. So she was very talented, really talented. And I told her, please transfer all your skill sets to the children. So we'll focus on that. And also she was pregnant. I thought she should take some break. This was the decision. If we look at our lifestyle, we were able to go on the weekdays, attend some events as well, and do volunteering work in different places. Even on weekdays as well. And we were able to attend satsangs on Friday evening. So we had a better lifestyle, we thought. Only thing is we have less dollars on our table, but we had the sense of satisfaction. We felt like our life is more meaningful, purposeful, because we were able to enjoy life, at the same time contribute back to the community's welfare. We discussed few months, like what should we do? How should our life be in future? So that's when we decided we will live with one income, and if she wants to do anything, she will do voluntary work outside. And that's how we made a decision. It was about 4 or 5 months of constant discussions, and we decided, and we never regretted till today.
Like you are doing the selfless service, right? I think Uma also has done the sacrifice from her side to enable all this.
She is very much into Vishwa Hindu Parishad. She is more into teaching Sanskrit and our scriptures as well. She teaches in schools. So she trained our children. She teaching yoga as well in Bal Samskar Kendras. So, and she was part of Bhajan group. She was part of creating that book, Bhajan book. So she was into a lot of activities. She was very busy.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Rajesh, now people normally say like you're a very people person. Like you like to speak with people, you motivate people, and I think that's what you have done through SEWA also, right? In terms of counseling, then a lot of community engagement you have done through SEWA. Now, while you are doing all these activities, certainly there is a benefit for the people who are approaching you. What is the benefit you get by doing all these things?
It's I can say a better bonding with the community. So basically I grew up in a joint family with 11 family members. You can imagine I should be a people's person. And I grew up with lots of friends. I had plenty of friends. That was another complaint in our home. I had too many friends. And then I was also into dramas and sports as well. And a lot of different groups of friends. So, and my neighborhood as well. So I used to know pretty much from this end to the other end in our street. So all the relatives, they used to say hello and then pass on. So that's how I used to connect with people unknowingly. And that was in me. So human connection was a part of my life, I can say. That was my lifestyle. And then it was not and I was enjoying communicating with people.
It was so natural to you.
Natural to me, and you learn a lot through people's association. So, and after coming to Australia as well, I had lots of known friends, and they used to communicate to me. As I told you, I was a bit outgoing then, I was more humorous then. And then, so they were talking to me, sharing lots of issues, sometimes personal challenges thrown at us, and we used to discuss, debate, comprehend, contemplate, and and we used to come at some sort of a solution, and with the available information on that day. So that would have been best decision we would have made. So, and this helped each family member to become stronger, and they were more motivated to take the decisions without any external help. Because they used to understand, we can go methodically, and we used to promote to put pluses and minuses on a piece of paper. That itself used to give us 50% of solution. So then afterwards some discussions. So like this, and this also helped to empower families and individuals, and the bonding between us was much stronger.
Very important point.
And this we enjoyed. And the more and more we knew families, it became like an extended family. So, and we used to enjoy this. We felt like sense of satisfaction, and we used to feel the gratitude towards the Paramatmas that they're connecting with the right kind of people around us. And that's how, and I think that was my strength, and that's how community also chose me to do that role. And they've been telling me you are supposed to do this, and then I've been just following.
Continue doing it.
Yeah, continue doing it, and that's how I love to talk to people, share, learn.
Okay. Explain the level of satisfaction you get when you see that people are actually improving and changing their lives. What's your take on that?
Yeah, definitely. There are many aspects we were actually touching upon in the community. For example, if we financial empowerment, if you take for example, so a lot of people when they come here, they are afraid to purchase a property. I'm talking in those days where IT was not predominantly there. It was more of the mechanical and accounting and so on. So what happened? They used to always hesitate. They were afraid of to invest into a property. So I was probably sort of like a guju in the past janma. I think I was very much into this investing and all those things. Even though I didn't do it, I used to encourage others to do it. And I used to tell them like, why can't you go and purchase a property? How much? So we used to talk about financial planning at home as well. And we used to support them. So me and my wife used to go and talk to the agents, negotiate, and also organize the lawyers for it, conveyancing, and the home loan as well. And we had a pretty much package. If somebody wants to, we used to go and support them. And we felt like if they are settling well, it's as good as like we are settling. This was the sort of feeling we used to have. We felt like if a family is strengthened, we are strengthened. If they are happy, we are happy. We felt that belongingness to each family, and that's how we felt like this is the right lifestyle we should have. And it's good to do that because you can earn so much of money. At the end of the day, they say whatever karma we have done, that's what we take, right? Correct. So I think we believed in that, and then
excellent. I mean, that's why the entire community is standing with you now, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, there are a lot of initiatives you have done, counseling, migration support, and specifically under SEWA leadership. Is there anything specific would you like to highlight as something which has been close to your heart? It may be difficult to choose, but
pretty much I love all the initiatives of SEWA. It's very fantastic. But I think two of them are very close to my heart. One is the family support services. Again, it relates to my personality. I'm connecting to people, and a lot of families, especially Indian community, they're going through a lot of challenges, personal differences in the family, which they don't disclose it to the friends. And then when you know that when a family understands that we can confide in a person, then they start slowly sharing with you. So when I feel that there is an issue going on in a family, so I started indirectly probing and saying that, how can I be useful to you? And then that's how the conversation started. Each family, when they were going through hardship, emotional turmoil, and it could be financial issues, it can be conflicts between. When you address those issues, you feel that dhanyata feeling inside you. You feel that satisfaction. You sleep very well at night. And we used to see the benefits to the community. And suppose this replicates to 100 families. 100 families are strengthened in our community. And it's a beautiful journey, we thought. I used to talk to the people. We used to debate, discuss, contemplate, and make them empowered. And that's how I used to enjoy that. And those people, many of them are today the leaders of some organizations. They are working, it could be temples, it could be institutions, organizations, and so on. So they're all doing wonderful job, and they're very strong families.
And it also propagates basically, right? I mean, they do the help to next person, and it
very true. It's like light, one candle can light another candle, another 10 candles, another 100 candles, like that. So that's true. And the second most close to my heart is environmental activities. So for example, Vriksho Rakshati Rakshita, tree plantation, and Clean Up Australia. So we clean, so we don't put the rubbish into the nature, segregate, clean up, and all those things, and even blood donation drives and so on. These are very close to my heart because we can express a sense of gratitude towards the mother nature. So I think it is time for us to even highlight these things to the community, where people are not caring about saving water, or maybe it could be throwing all the plastics into the rubbish bins. And creating hazards to the animals. So I think it's time for us to promote. So that these two are very close to my heart.
Thank you for sharing that. When just on that wasting, right? I think there's enough has been said, and there is enough has been promoted on no waste and clean environment. I think probably we as individuals have to start taking the action. I think that is what is probably missing in many of us, basically.
Absolutely.
That's what is required to be done.
Because everything begins at home. Charity begins at home.
Correct.
So in our house, for example, even a small paper, small piece of paper or plastic, it will never go to the rubbish bin throughout the year. And it's all recycled. So even soft plastics are recycled into the Coles and Woolworths place, and hard plastics are separated, metals are separated, and we go and thermocoals, they are all separated, and it's all given to the council where it's recycled in the right way. So this we share it with the other families whenever we meet. It could be parties, it could be anything else, and functions, we share. So a lot of families within the SEWA community, they have inculcated this practice. And today, if you just randomly visit any SEWA family, probably you will see much better practices than outside.
So it's very good to share. Thank you so much. One of the question which came up from my few friends recently, I would say like 3 or 4 weeks back, is when the tree plantation activity was happening, right? One question which came up was, what is SEWA? What is SEWA International? What is SEWA Australia? Would you be able to explain what is SEWA and what SEWA does?
Yeah, definitely. SEWA was launched in 1996 and it was officially registered in 97. Then since we call it as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, like entire world is one family. So we made sure that we have some environmental projects as well, and also for the local community, non-Indian community as well, and the Indian community, and back to the our motherland. We call that as Matrubhumi and this as Karma Bhumi. So it's a blend of activities. So SEWA International Australia, we have activities which is for India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and so on. And SEWA Australia, all the activities come within the Australian borders. So we in SEWA Australia, we have family support services, which is the largest activity or service we can say. It's a service where we support the families in distress. We counsel them, and all the empowerment programs, seminars, workshops, and so many things happen. And the other two wings of this family support is the Senior Citizens Forum, where all the seniors in Sydney and in Melbourne, there are five centers that's operating the same way. So all the seniors in the city, they come every monthly once or weekly once based on the frequency, and they are empowered. It's called active and healthy aging. So we invite speakers, external speakers, and also make sure that their issues are addressed. And the other wing is new migrant support services. So the new migrants, when they come to any country, the first thing they look at is, how can I settle? Can I get a job? So we try to address this. It's a program called Crack Your First Job, which was launched by Suchindra and Jaikumar. And this became a monthly event. And this has been running since last more than 5 years, I can say. So we invite all the new migrants and also people who are seeking for jobs. So we train them. Recruiters come and talk to them about their resume, LinkedIn profiles, body language, negotiation skills, and all those things, and have a WhatsApp group and support them to get a job. So these are the services we do. And we have actually auxiliary activities to support this family empowerment. It could be blood donation drives to the local community. Then we have Clean Up Australia for the local community and the nature here. And also we have tree plantation programs, again, to Australia. And then we also have organ donation and bone marrow registry, which not many organizations do. So we do support them as well, because Indians can donate only for Indians. We can't donate it to Chinese. Chinese can't donate it to Africans. Africans cannot donate it to Americans. So like that. So it is important for us. And also we have disaster support, which is actually in recent times. During COVID, we did a lot of job. We associated and collaborated with a lot of like-minded organizations and supported many students, international students, and also people who are stuck here. Like many parents, they came here for 3 months and they were stuck here. Many people wanted to go back to India because their family was sick or they died or what. So we used to support all these issues. So this was another thing. And recently, Lismore floods. Probably you would have heard. And
I think it was in news also, like SEWA supported ListMore.
That's correct. That's correct. And so even for big organizations like Red Cross, they just went only once. We went there 7 times. So you could see from children to the senior adult, we went there, supported them, did the counseling, gave them items in kind as well, and even one car was donated there. And 7 times we went there, and it was a wonderful program. Even governments and other agencies, they were literally, it was an eye-opener for them how such an organization can do so much of work and without much funding at all. So this is what we do in SEWA Australia. And in SEWA International, we usually support projects. It could be orphanages, it could be blind school, and mainly we focus on children's and women's projects. And we support gurukulas, we support mentally and physically challenged kids programs. We do AIDS affected kids program and so on. And we also do sponsor a child programs to support the child's education. For example, recently during COVID, there were more than 13 to 14,000 children became orphans overnight. Worldwide, SEWA is connected in many countries. So we are all trying to see how many children we can make sure that they continue their education. And we do support disaster support, which is man-made or natural way. So since Kargil war, we have supported. So the victims of the Kargil war, we had a rehabilitation program and we supported them. And then since then, you name any disasters, we have supported them. And especially during the Kargil, we raised about nearly $2.1 million from Australia. So $950,000 was given only from the Western Australia government. Even the mayor endorsed. He's openly said to the community saying that if you are supporting in India, support only through SEWA International, because they are the only ones who have a wide network in Australia as well as in India. They are very strong and they have very minimal overheads, and then they know what to do. So please support. And that's what they said. So we even established 3 oxygen generation plants actually in India. And one was dedicated to the army. So they requested us to support them. So we did a lot of programs, and during that, one of the initiative was also sponsoring 115 children who became orphans overnight. And we finished the funds last year, and that's the reason we started a Sponsor a Child program.
Still in progress now?
It just relaunched again just 2 months back. The people can donate $40 a month, or it can donate for $480 in a year, and it will cover the entire education. So we request people to support until their capacity, so that at least one child after the other child, that continuous support is given to the children. And we have supported many projects itself, like one-off. Like if they need a computer laboratory or they need some training as well, we do support.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing a lot of information. I'm sure those who are seeing this video would have taken away many things. What I'm taking away is very clear things, right? In terms of one, sponsor a child. That's very important. That's an ongoing. If people can support disaster recovery here and in India also. ListMore was a great example, which I mean personally I also know through the news and through the community. It's an excellent community power.
So SEWA Australia is connected to SEWA International Delhi. That's the headquarters. SEWA Bharati, which is original organization, was named as SEWA International in 97 when we registered. So initially we started in Australia, US, UK and India. And now we have grown to 49 countries globally.
49, the entire Oceania would be covered when you start Fiji. I think if you put all the numbers together, typically we are looking at at least 100,000 volunteers just under the banner of SEWA. Now, I was trying to get more information about you in the internet, and there are a lot of awards on your name. It will take the time to list down everything, but I just want to probably touch upon a couple of things. One which I found out is that I think you have been awarded as a Citizen of the Year by Liverpool Council, and further, somewhere around February 2020, your name has been published in the NSW Government Legislative Assembly. There is a separate document mentioning about your name. This is a great recognition for sure, right? How do you take all this recognition?
Yeah, for me, I take it completely different.
Okay.
And a recognition is if you get a tiny place in somebody's heart, that is the biggest recognition one can have. See, without a SEWA platform today, whatever we have achieved, it's impossible without a SEWA platform. And without a core committee, management committee, you can't achieve anything. Without the core volunteers, coordinators, you can't achieve anything. And even the donors. And for example, even the community at large. And so without them, we can't achieve anything. And mainly our family, our spouse, children, we give a lot of family time to the community. So even they are part of this. And today you are doing the podcast here and you are promoting so much about the community, right? And you are part of SEWA too. So the recognition goes to you and family, the team, everybody. So basically it belongs to the community, not for an individual person. That's what I feel. So it is together we are there, and together we are growing, together we achieve.
Which comes to me now is the so humble and humility at display here.
I don't know whether it's humbleness or the right things to...
That's no doubt at all. Now, you have also been nominated as a Westfield local hero in Liverpool. Would you like to say something around that?
Yeah, definitely. Because thanks to Westfields, because they have identified community workers who have contributed back to the community. Right? And it's not 1 year or 2 years. So a lot of them people just do come, do some activities, and then they disappear eventually. But very few people stay there for a long time and still continue. So they are identifying such people and then also supporting the organization. Without which you can't achieve.
Absolutely.
So, and this time, 2 years ago, Saraswati, she was identified and she was honored with the championship. And this time it's just another senior. I'm one of the senior persons in SEWA, so they have chosen me this time. So tomorrow it will be somebody else. So and thanks to Westfields. And so basically we have been chosen for the amount of work we have done towards the family support, empowering every family. So they like this very much because government is spending a lot of money on this. It's a huge void there, and communities like us with organizations, we are doing wonderful job, and they want to encourage and support us. And that's the reason this event was created.
Nomination has been.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's 27 years. It's not just 1 or 2 years. 27 years of selfless service, and that's why he has been nominated. Now, let us assume that you're going to get that award. Does it help SEWA, and how does it help SEWA?
Yeah, wonderful question. A lot of them ask this question. In fact, where does the money go, right? So
do they give cash prize?
Yes, they do give $20,000 if we win to SEWA, and it's supposed to be used for whatever we have shared with them information. So basically, this will be utilized to pay portion of expenses towards the counselors who are done. They literally, I can say, they work 365 days. And many times they just don't finish in 1 hour. It can go for 3-4 hours, and they travel a long distances sometimes. So they need to be, reimbursed some expenses. And many times there are people, distressed families, the funds will be utilized for them. And mainly before things happen, we need to create awareness and educate the community. It can be prevention of domestic violence. It can be youth issues, challenges, and premarital counseling. And it could be seniors and differences in the community and so on. And financial empowerment. People lose a lot of money doing wrong things. So these are the things we trained the community through various workshops and seminars, and this funds will be utilized to empower such families in this program. And there are a lot of families in trauma, and they lose jobs and they come to streets pretty much, and sometimes we support them as well. So
thank you for sharing it. I think my humble request to everyone who is seeing this is basically forward this, and also please take 20 seconds of your time and vote for Rajesh, please. You have heard from Rajesh himself what is the benefit SEWA as an organization is going to get, and probably 20 seconds with all your family members in here in Australia or outside. Please take time and support Rajesh. It's going to be huge benefit for SEWA. Thank you so much on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh ji, for sharing information about how the funds would be benefited for SEWA. I have one last question is, we are in 2025 now, and there's a lot of migrants coming from all over the world. And specifically, let's speak about the Indian community coming into this uh, beautiful land, Australia, right? Is there any advice or any lessons which you want to share so that they can start implementing from day one?
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who wants to aspire better life opportunities, they usually travel abroad. It can be US, UK, Australia, and so on. So while they achieve monetary benefits as well as a good lifestyle and settling well in abroad, so what I would request people to consider is embrace community work. Volunteering is a beautiful experience. So we all achieve monetarily, we all purchase homes, we can have beautiful cars and so on, and we can go outing as well, trekking and so on. But embracing volunteering into our day-to-day life is very important. It actually improves within. It's an inward journey, I can say. So, and the benefits of this is, for example, if we have a family, children, we should attend with the family members. That's very important because the children has to see the parents, so they follow what parents do, and it gives us an immense satisfaction when you do volunteering work. So, and the more and more you do, you get addicted to it, sort of. I can say it may not be the appropriate word, but it's a positive addiction, I can say. And it's good. It's a good karma. And so definitely I would suggest, especially the youths and also young couples, give your time. Give your 1 hour time or half an hour time every day to the community. It's like another prayer. We should do it with all commitment, dedication and devotion. And this brings lots of happiness, and also the destiny will make sure that this will help us during our tough times as well. So that should not be the intention, but that's a result outcome of our actions. So I would request people to participate in it. They can choose their own platforms. It can be temples, organizations, any institutions, associations, and so on. And especially kids have to see the parents volunteering, because children always want to look at some role models. Parents when they become the heroes for the children, when they become the role models, you have achieved a positive parenting, I can say. The best parenting we can give. I would request families to go and participate in any of the community work. Along with their elevation, they should have this sort of a karma yoga as well. And along with this bit of flavor of spiritual elevation as well. It's a blend of things, so we can definitely, it will be helpful to us.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you so much, and much appreciated. As we come close to this conversation with Rajesh Venkataramaia, one thing stands very clear. His journey is not just about personal success, but also about building a legacy of compassion and community. From arriving in Australia with the dreams in his eyes to dedicating nearly 3 decades for SEWA's mission, Rajesh's journey reminds us that service is not about recognition. It is about showing up every day, day after day, for the people who need just a hand to hold, a voice to listen, and a community to belong to. Rajesh, on behalf of the Listening Platform, thank you for sharing your journey with us today. And to our audience, stay tuned for more stories that matter. Thank you.